Welcome everybody, I'm J. Hart Ellis, and today I'm excited to talk about some of my favorite things coming with Update 46 in The Elder Scrolls Online. New Solstice Island and Seasons of the Worm Cult, first time that they've done seasons instead of a chapter, so there'll be a lot to explore and discover. And I went through the patch notes, I've explored a lot, and I've just kind of picked out a couple of things that I like the most. I especially like housing, and I'm currently swimming in the Bismouth Bass, beautiful Bismouth Bass. It's actually the house that you can earn with gold by completing the West Solstice Grand Adventurer achievement, so everybody would be able to get their hands on this. I'm slightly disappointed they didn't go with my original suggestion of sexy sulfur showers, but I think that this works out pretty well. And really, this is a perfect place to soak your feet or your hooves or really any of your sore appendages. And so this is the interior where you can swim. There's additional rooms inside, and let's go check out the outside. And here we are at the outside pool. Beautiful, tropical paradise. Love it. And going along with housing, I love furnishings. They've added so many small detailed furnishings, and I've been always hoping that they would get to smaller things. I love these limes. We have limes, we have lime wedges, we have yellow limes, we have yellow lime wedges, we have these funky giant limes, we even have lime chi nuts, and they're so tiny and so detailed, and a lot of these are craftable, some of them are pickpocketable, and a lot of other small detailed furnishings to discover along the way. One of my favorite new furnishings is this blank canvas, where you could do anything with it. I'm definitely going to be hosting a housing contest, which is to fill this blank canvas with two-dimensional art. I went ahead and made something that represented something to me. And really, there are so many of these small, detailed furnishings. Could just rave about those for a while. But then there's also a lot of these other furnishings. There are quite a lot of them, really nearly 200 furnishings in total. Some of them quite huge. Some of them from achievement furnishings, some of them even craftable. Some of them from the antiquity system. One of my favorite antiquity furnishings is actually this crab music box here. So I hope that everybody can dig those up and get crabs. And lot of detail on these. And there's a good healthy mix of Argonian and High Elf style furnishings. Nearly 200 furnishings, healthy mix. It's about 197 Argonian style furnishings and then about 3 High Elf furnishings. Seems fair. And then going along with housing, a lot of love for housing with this update, is the new Furnishing Vault for ESO Plus people. So this is amazing. It's storage for housing. You can put up to 500 individual stacks of items. So you could have 500 huge bits of furnishings. And for me, immediately, this is actually going to save me over 800 inventory slots because I have over 100 items that I have more than 200 of. And so for me, it's going to free up 800 inventory spaces, and that will just be amazing. And a nice feature that they added, didn't even have to add this little feature, is that you can actually stow all of your current inventory items into the Furnishing Vault with just one click. So now everything's in my vault, and it'll be really easy to manage this. It will free up a lot of inventory and bank space for people, probably allowing them to hold on to more gear sets or whatever that you want to hold on to with your inventory. So I really appreciate the inventory relief with this. And then for people like me that hoard vast amounts of furnishings, I'll now be able to hoard vast amounts of furnishings ever slightly more readily. So really looking forward to continuing to build off my stack sizes. And then one big change that everybody's been talking about has been subclassing. So with subclassing, instead of just being beholden to your 3 basic class skill lines, you can mix and match a bit. So you can get abilities and passives, and really when you're choosing these, I think you want to think about your passives. I think passives are often more important, but you can slot these as well in your skill bars. So I poked around, and I'm mostly a DPS character, so I found one skill line passive that would just straight up give 12% crit damage, another that would increase group spell damage by 10%, and then another one that would allow me to res my allies 20% faster, and they would come back with a whole bunch more health. And so I think that really allowed me to do a lot with my DPS role, especially if I'm tackling the new trial, and that... Well, these are all Templar abilities, but that's okay. So you can really mix and match these, and really DPS can be more DPS-y, tanks can be more tanky, and the other one can be more other one-y. So you can really specialize a lot more by mixing and matching with the subclassing. And then one of my favorite new things with this update isn't even something that was in the patch notes, which is baffling because I think it's a huge deal, is that they've added these set collection markers. Now, there had been add-ons on PC that did something similar to this, but this is amazing because if there's something in your inventory or in your bank or on a guild trader that you do not have learned, then something that you can eat, it will put this marker next to it that makes it so easy to identify that it's something that maybe you should learn. And so that also applies to sticker book items, makes it really, really obvious so you don't have to hover over things to see if they were collected or not, and should really allow people to more speedily build upon their collections, might even inspire people to be a bit more of a completionist, and really, if you're trying to become omniscient, whether in-game or in real life, this will help a lot. Should be really great for guild trader sales as well. I think people will just have a little bit more of marketability for their items, knowing that it will be kind of obvious what people would be needing. And then I'm also looking forward to exploring the island of Solstice. You can see a little bit of it here just from the island. We're starting with West Solstice, and then a couple of furnishings along the way, some of these from antiquities. And then Solstice is a tropical paradise, and like any tropical paradise, it's divided by a giant wall of death. And we'll get to see what's on the other side later this year. That's related to the Worm Cult. As you recall, the Worm Cult went into hiding after getting caught off guard when your character made a superbly timed Moloch Balls joke. They've been thinking about it in the shower for the last 10 years, and they finally come up with a perfect retort. And we'll see how that story unfolds and how they respond during the next few updates as the Seasons of the Worm Cult continues. I'm also excited about the Seasons model. It should give the development team more flexibility in quickly implementing needed changes. I've been recommending a lot of things, like being able to pet your companions or romance your pets. What is that? No, that's right. And other smaller changes. They've really been looking at a lot of things that they can do that they can make me have quicker turnaround on. And one of those that I'm really excited about are stackable writ envelopes. I actually got a couple of these from doing my daily crafting writs here. So these are unidentified, and you can stack them, you can bank them, you can trade them, you can love them, and that will really allow people to kind of specialize. So it will allow for a crafting segmentation between people that just want to do their daily crafting writs, but maybe they don't want to bother to price tricky master writs. So I can actually open one of these, see what I get. Okay, and these actually have a bit of a name change as well. So these will really allow people to generate a lot of these and just kind of sell them as is. It should be a lot more liquid market. I'm very excited about that for the in-game player economy, and maybe saving some crafters some time, and just in the interim saving them a lot of inventory space as they do their daily crafting writs and just chunk all these in their bank. So should help a lot, and then people that want to just go and buy a whole bunch of these unknown ones and do a whole bunch of them, it will help them to save some space as well. And so I'm so excited about this possibility of stackable, tradable, bankable containers that I put together 6 pages of additional recommendations and mailed it in. So I'm hoping that they can do more with that with the seasons changes. So we'll see how the rest, like the year going forward. This is a bit of a transition year, so really excited to see more quality of life improvements like this going into the next year. And they've teased out a couple of things that they're working on for maybe the next couple of updates as well. And then lots of other things going on with Update 46. Big changes like a new trial, various collectibles, balance changes, and you'll also notice things like the modernized UI overhaul, where everything's just a little bit more sharp. So yeah, explore the patch notes, explore the island, maybe discover new furnishings or lime varieties along the way, and have fun with it. Stay spicy. Moo.